I'm a little sick, but I had this idea and I'm doing it now. So I'm going to do it now. So I've come across this fine gentleman on YouTube named Pfizer who's been doing like top 10 lists for stuff. So I decided I have a little bit of knowledge. Why not react myself? So here we have the top 10 strongest defensive abilities in Dokkan. Now there's a lot of good ones, there's a lot of bad ones, and I'm interested to see where his algorithm goes, because as the video will say, it is sent through an intense algorithm. But we're just gonna get this started. I will pause and input when I feel like it's necessary. From what I've heard, his videos are
okay. How are you doing today? Dokkan has constantly had to reinvent itself and create new mechanics to keep the game new and engaging throughout its lifespan, via dozens of different abilities that characters have had, some more successful than others. Today, we'll go over the best of the best by exploring the top 10 defensive abilities in Dokkan history.
Now, you could probably gonna expect like guard and damage reduction and dodge to probably be somewhere above 5. But I'm interested to see what he puts underneath it, because
always, please note that these lists,
from where the game has shifted today, there's a lot of stuff that has more value now than it has in a long time. So we'll see.
Are carefully calculated through an intense algorithm. And without further ado, the list. And coming in at number 10, we have action disabling actions,
okay.
You know, the nullification, whatever you want to call it. Now, this mechanic came out during the 7th year anniversary with the transformations of the LR Gods and the LR Super Saiyan 4s in their blue and Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta states on their 18-key super attacks. Attack disabling was also placed on the Easy A versions of the LR Super Saiyan 4s from the 4th year anniversary, and that condition...
Bro, I'm gonna be that guy. These are probably some of the weakest anniversary animations. These Super Saiyan 4s. They just are. Like, compared to others, like, I know you could even say, oh, what about year 1, 2, and 3? And it's just like, that was before, like, the metal cooler animation spike. You know? Like, these guys, these are anniversary units, and their animations are just lame. But that's not what this is.
To unlock that was when facing 2 or more enemies, if their ki was 24, or if they use their active skill. Tech Carnival Goku, STR Cooler, Physical Beast Gohan / Ultimate Gohan, and the LR Goku and Piccolo unit could all attack break after using their active skill. Furthermore, LR Goku and Piccolo, after, exchanging, Piccolo on his 18-key super attack, if his ki was 24, could also perform an attack break.
Bro, that character needs an easy A, because ain't nobody transformed with that fucking unit. Ain't nobody transformed with that fucking unit, dog. No way. Oh, man, dude. They're in the running now. They were 2021, right? No, they were with Yamcha. They were the part 2 to Yamcha.
STR Beast Gohan also attack breaks on his unit super attack. Now, essentially, what attack breaking is that it's the poor man's version of a stun, which stunning just missed this list, by the way. The reason that attack nullification or disabling actions gets the nod over stunning is because stunning is disabled by every single relevant fight for like years. And Sealing also missed the list too, because, Sealing is in the same boat except for like STR Cell Max, right?
Okay, so he brings up Cell Max. It's a really good point. Like, Cell Max can...
The same boat except for, like, STR Cell.
There we go. Let's put that image right there. He brings up a good point with Cell Max, but also you have to bring into the fact that Battlefield... excuse me. Battlefield, more recently, I want to say, has allowed people to seal. Plus, some of the, like, Red Zone and Magnificent Battle Spectacle stages, the fucking Red Zone and the Blue Zones, some of those phases can also still be sealed. So, I'm interested to see what's above disabling actions, if sealing is just missing the list because of how strong it is implied to use it in Battlefield nowadays with the more recent Battlefields, but we'll see.
Max, right? Which, is relevant, but, it's been years since a major fight has been able to be sealed, besides Cell Max. Anyways, disabling enemy...
He's missing some phases of some late-game bosses, but, no final end phase of any of those bosses can be sealed, but it can still be useful.
actions allow you to attack break or foderize the immediate attack after you activate the condition, whether it be their active skill, a unit super attack, ultra super attack, whatever. For active skills, it usually just attack breaks the first attack of the turn, and for ultra super attacks and unit super attacks, it attack breaks the next attack after they perform their super attack. And you can always get lucky and enemy super attack, especially in an era of super powerful enemy super attacks. Potentially getting rid of one of them on a rotation is extremely powerful. While you can't place attack breaking any higher because it doesn't have a super high swaying factor on the outcome of a fight, it can potentially win you a fight. And there's been plenty of times where I feel like I've attack broken super attack.
Yeah, it's usually those turns where like you expect a super somewhere, but then it doesn't happen. You could have broken a normal. You could also end up breaking break a healing action if a boss has that too. So it does have a little bit use with that, like maybe Memorable Battle AGL Orange Piccolo, that phase of that fight with the Beast Gohan fight in the memory battles. You could technically break a heal. Same with like Metal Cooler and stuff.
Simply
like
because
that.
the boss doesn't super attack that rotation. But that's attack breaking. That's going to come in at number 10. Moving on to number 9. Now coming in at number 9, we have healing. I feel like healing is a very underrated mechanic in this game. That's all.
This healing is the whole reason why the Boo team, just like Int, Fat Boo, and all the Majins, is a crazy team. Because not only is it durable, but you can take 300k from a super, and then the next turn you have full health. Like, there's a reason that team is stupid. It's a little slow, but if you can let Bootang / Buhan, if you can really have him pop off, he also breaks supers or breaks action as well. If you can let him get some time,
often just really not fully appreciated. Units like the 3rd year anniversary fusions made their living off of their turn 6 heals. And a unit like LR Cell, who can drop below 30 or 40% HP depending on if you have his EZA, popping his full heal is game changing. Units like STR Super Vegito had a heal, and that was big time. And currently units like EZA, LR Buhan, and the Int Fat Boo that released for Golden Week this year heal massive amounts of HP. You could be on the brink of death at like 10% HP, and they'll just heal you up to nigh full health. It's ridiculous. Like a full regeneration team in this game would just have so much healing, it just feel ridiculous. And I really hope they make a regen category eventually. It's long overdue. I mean, think of things like LR AGL Carnival Goku's massive 59% heal once you drop under 40% HP. LR Orange Piccolo's healing if you can proc the condition. LRB Pan healing back in her heyday. I mean, healing has just always been an underappreciated, super strong mechanic that I feel is not talked about enough in this game. But that's going to be healing. It's going to come in at number 9. Moving on to number 8. Now coming in at number 8, we have Revival. Now Revival came out during the 6th year anniversary with LR AGL UI Goku, who I will not do my bit with. And Ent Evolution Blue Vegeta, who prior to their EZA had very convoluted revival conditions. But I mean, it's like it saved you from death, right? You could just die and then you'd be back alive. And everyone knows how good their revives are after their EZAs are. Like, they're busted. A unit like LR Metal Cooler is basically only relevant because of his revive. A unit like
the issue with Cooler is that sometimes you just don't even get a turn, which can also happen with Fat Boo on screen right now, which can just be a detriment, especially if Cooler hasn't been hit. If the first attack on a turn on Cooler is a super, like in the whole fight, like he dies and you get no value from the whole rotation. So it's kind of a downside. But his healing for the time for me, using that team was pretty good. But today, I don't know. Fat Boo just replaces him in the like full revive type area. But Fat Boo can still be defensive and still get caught like on purpose.
Fat Boo becomes super powerful once he pops his revive, getting guaranteed guard and guaranteed additional super attack. The 8th year anniversary GT Duo pops their revive and does their finish skill, which just does.
I sadly didn't pull them, the GT Duo during their anniversary. I just like did the first like discount and really didn't care to get them. So I really didn't get to use these guys, I would say, in their heyday. But no, it was pretty crazy. And if they didn't die, then you were fucked. But it's fine.
Million damage. Tech World Tournament Goku, who was last year almost everybody's GOAT, becomes one of the best defensive units in the game and offense.
Him post revive, he was a character with a million defense and guard, which for the time was absurd. You know, absolutely absurd. But if you couldn't get the revive off, but you know,
of units for his time, where he'd do like 10 million attack stats.
He was still
super
good.
Effective against all types. Guaranteed additional
Nowadays,
super attack with a million defense plus guard. Like, it's just ridiculous. And LR Tech Carnival Goku and his revive has been very potent. And LR Roshi was super good because of his
LR
revive.
Roshi, dude, I love this Roshi. For a free-to-play anniversary LR, this is probably the best one, dude. If any free-to-play unit gets a super easy A, God, let it be this Roshi. They could make him so crazy.
Easiest revive in the game back when he came out. Overall, revive just like allowing you to freely not die and not have to worry about a weak unit that's potentially in the rotation, so long as it's, you know, like a rotation-wide revive and not like a unit-specific revive like Int Fat Boo or unit cooler. Like a
unit specific revives are definitely not as good as team wide revives
and give you just a second life. I mean, it's a revive, right? Like, I mean, I don't really feel like I have to over explain why revive is good. It's gonna come in at number 8. Moving on to number 7. Now, coming in at number 6, we have guard.
Really, guard is all the way down at 7. I would expect it to at least be in the top 5 because, I mean, nowadays you can't just have guard as a defensive ability unless you have like 2.5 million defense, like post super. But I did not expect it at 7. Really, I did not see that coming.
And
why is it down at 7?
Hey, guard, what do you say, man? I'm gonna just start talking and glazing Tech Ultimate Gohan.
Yes, sir.
We all know what Tech Ultimate Gohan did for units that had guard.
The literal guard killer himself, Tech Ultimate Gohan, bro, came out and was good for like 3 years. What a stupid character. People said he was bad. Oh, they're on crack. They were on something. There's a reason characters after Tech Ultimate Gohan who probably had guard had it heavily reduced to being like a high chance or a great chance because they were scared. They were scared of guard with strong defensive abilities. It was ridiculous. So many units after Tech Ultimate Gohan were just nerfed ahead of time.
Where he made all these units for like 2 or 3 years just have super bizarre restrictions because of how good and dominant Tech Ultimate Gohan was for so long. Int Janemba was so good with his EZA and his guard. LR Janemba 2, dominant with his guard. The banner unit STR Piccolo.
This STR Piccolo, people sleep on him, but he has to be at this point on a full movie bosses team. Or movie heroes team, but he can still eat supers like extremely well.
Was very good with his guard too. Xeno Super Saiyan 3 Goku.
This guy's still a demon on superheroes. He might have to go like slot 2 or 3 now, but if you have a dodge build, you can still put him in slot 1. But this guy, guard and damage reduction on
Int Vegeta and Trunks, the LR was very
These guys with how long some fights could be can maybe actually make like a small resurgence. And I mean small isn't like super duper tiny. If you take a long ass time on fights, they could make a resurgence. Because I actually used them on a superhero team for the Beast Gohan mission. And they did all right. Like, they didn't get absolutely obliterated.
Good. Dominant slot 1 guard unit. Just insane for their time. Probably the best slot 1 unit in this game's history, I'd argue. Obviously, World Tournament Goku, he's got guard as well. LR Tech Carnival Goku gets guard after his revive.
Yeah, and then eventually they got to the point where they just said, fuck it, everybody guards, you know?
majority of some of the best units in the game's history, best releases have had guard, right? You got Physical God Goku, you got LR Bulma, LR AGL Carnival Goku, Orange Piccolo, even LR Physical Ultimate Gohan, Int Free to...
Alright, well, let's not say best units in history and to bring up Physical Ultimate Gohan, alright? Let's fucking relax.
Play Frieza was very good with his...
This guy right here was I loved this free-to-play unit and his EZA when he came out, dude. A legendary Goku event Slayer right here. Brick wall against that motherfucker. Same with the GT Goku, but still, brick wall against that motherfucker.
Guard. The STR, Rakum and Golda were very good when Ginyu was on the rotation or team. Like, there's just been a lot of
Gamma
good
1
guard units. And, I mean...
There's Gamma 1, there is... this animation's actually LR Int Piccolo if a Kid Gohan's on the rotation, where he was rocking like 500k defense with guard, like turn 1.
It just, the ability to take type disadvantage damage and not have to worry about unit.
It's not full, like, not like type disadvantage, right? Like if you're a super int character fighting, you know, a physical extreme unit, you would still take more than a character that is like just physical in general. You would take a little bit more, but it does give you the reduced damage as if you were to a degree.
Having type advantage over you, it's just very potent, and it just cuts down the amount of damage that super attacks did by so much. It really is just one of the strongest mechanics, and I mean, it's still a staple portion of a lot of the best units in this game, right? Like, you got LR Beast Gohan.
So why is it down at 7? What is better than guard?
Obviously far and away the best.
I mean, dodge and damage reduction are better than guard. What else?
In the game.
Is he going to say giant form? If it's giant form, it's like only Piccolo.
I believe Cell Max has guard. Obviously, Tech Ultimate Gohan. I mean, like, you just go through it. Evolution Blue Vegeta has guard for a couple turns. LR Gogeta and Base has guard for a couple rotations. AGL Super Saiyan 3 Goku gets guard in slot 1. I believe STR Vegito gets guard for a bit. A unit like STR Gamma 1 was made super dominant.
This guy, along with Orange Piccolo, were fucking menaces, dude. Like, in a long event, you could still get away with running Gamma 1. Like, needing to get hit to build up, again, at this point, has gone into a spot where you don't want it on a character. You don't want a character to have to take hits if they don't want to. Unless they're taking double digits. Like, it's not bad if they take double digits, but, like, Gamma 1 guards and builds damage reduction and all of that when getting hit. So, Gamma 1 is still a demon.
Because of his guard. LR Goku and Vegeta, the blue...
These motherfuckers. These stupid motherfuckers, dude. It's crazy that LR Texamasu aged better than them.
One stayed really relevant because of their guard plus their high defense for their time, even though they aged out. Tech transforming Super Saiyan Vegeta from Saiyan Day was dominant with his guard, kind of like a mini Tech Ultimate Gohan. LR Bulma gets guard. Tech UI Goku gets guard. Like, it's just...
He gets guard if he gets slapped like once, but you know, you don't want him to get slapped.
You really go down. Like, guard is just guard, man. It's just so good. The ability to just...
Why is it at 7 then?
It's just forever going to be good. You need these strong defensive mechanics to stay super dominant. Super good, to age well in this game. But that's guard. It's going to come in at number 7. Moving on.
I'm so interested to see what's above guard.
To number 6. Now, coming in at number 6, we have damage...
What? Damage reduction is at 6? What? Why? Oh my god.